This simple ratio stopped my client pricing jobs at a loss. At the time, we figured out that he had roughly $200,000 in overhead costs, but he wasn't sure how to factor these costs into his pricing. So I introduced him to the overhead recovery rate. The overhead recovery rate tells us that for every dollar we make in sales, how much needs to be used to cover our overhead cost. In his case, we expected him to make roughly $1 million in sales. So with $200,000 in overhead costs, that meant his overhead recovery rate was roughly 20%. So every $1 he sells, roughly 20 cents goes to his overheads. Now, the reason this ratio was so powerful was because it enabled him to price his jobs in a way that they would carry their own fair share of the overhead, an amount proportional to the size of the job. For example, a $1,000 job would cover $200 in overhead, whereas a $100,000 job would cover $20,000. This made it really easy for him to know if he was pricing jobs at a loss, because to break even, he'd need to be at least hitting 20% in gross margin to cover the 20% overhead recovery rate.